Hey, Erica.
Hey Terrence, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I will not complain. I don't even feel like it.
Right. I hear that.
So, what are they working on today? I think I read that they'll be working on some more Code Wars.
Yeah, more Code Wars today.
Okay. I am going to try to lead one,
Okay.
at least one, because I haven't been doing anything for the last couple of weeks. When you share your screen, is there like a drag or a delay?
Um, there shouldn't be. Well, there was some slowness, like not last week, but the week before, when I was sharing my screen, and I had to stop sharing as I was like, searching W3 for this to help with the solution. Um,
Right.
so it did slow down my internet, but I don't know if there's a delay, like if I'm speaking, if there's like a delay there. I'm not sure.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, Emmanuel, how are you?
Hey, Manuel.
Good evening, Terrence. Hope you guys have nice days.
Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm just getting back while I'm online. I'll change and get ready to join you soon.
Sorry, what was that last part?
Oh, sorry, I was in. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I was saying I'm just getting back from work, so I'll just change and join you shortly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yep, no problem.
Hey, Isaiah.
Hey, my bad. I was having issues with my audio. One moment. I was just dropping in to see if everything was okay. If anybody needed any help with anything or had any questions or wanted to talk about anything. Just to check in, really. Looks like.
Hey, what's up, Isaiah?
What's up, Terrence?
It looks like Emmanuel may be the only one for tonight. I know Bellows stated that he had some issues at work today, so he may not make it.
Okay.
Emmanuel had to get dressed though, so we're just waiting on him to get back.
I see. Yeah, I think today is just another Cold Wars problem. Some like in the future, it's gonna be other like types of challenges and stuff like that to do on Tuesdays. But right now it's just the Cold War, so I can get them used to just doing it. Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
So oh yeah, and I still have to post all of those videos for these sessions so that y'all can use them for like your resume. Maybe I can add like a link or something like that. And I'll add those in like in a different like playlist, and I'll share it with both of y'all so y'all can use it.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess while Emmanuel is getting dressed or whatever, like how are y'all doing? Like how was like the job search, and like did y'all have any questions on anything like that, or like how is that going? Just in general.
So I don't know if I shared with you, but I'm trying to transition to cloud engineering.
Okay.
I've had 2 cloud engineering interviews and 1 DevOps. I get to the final round and feedback from 2, they're stating that they really like my personality and they think that I'll catch on real quick, but they don't think that I am as advanced, I guess, as they're looking for. I don't know if those are the right words to say, but basically one of them told me that they were choosing another candidate because he was more experienced, but it was for an entry-level associate cloud engineer position. And I'm just like confused on Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I know you're full stack, but do you have any insight on DevOps and cloud?
I don't, but just from I do have a friend that does have experience on it. Maybe I can talk to him about it. But I got that conversation before all the way when I first started applying for jobs. I remember like very vividly. And when they told me it, I almost didn't believe it. But then like me looking back at myself now, I can see why they said what they said. So I'm not saying that they're, they're right about anything, but it just reminded me of the situation where I was in. So you said that you was doing cloud engineering. Like, what kind of cloud engineering? Is it AWS, Azure?
I'm primarily focused on AWS.
Okay.
I'm just using their technologies.
Yeah. How many of the certifications did you get?
So far, just one.
Just a practitioner?
Yeah. And because I'm trying to build projects that are cloud engineering centered rather than getting the badges, just to show that I know my stuff before I get a badge.
I'm going to so the practitioner is not good enough to get a job. Unfortunately, right. I'm gonna text my friend right now actually, and I'll ask him like which ones are the most important, because I know there's a lot. I asked him like, give me like the most important ones to qualify for a job, and then I'll send the list over to you so you can get on that, because I don't want you going in the wrong path or like taking like a longer path.
Right.
Let me text him.
Right. I appreciate it. Well, I actually agree with them. That I'm an entry level. I'm right there. But that's what I applied for. So it was kind of like, I don't know, confusing for me, but hey.
Yeah. My friend, I think he has like 6 of them. I feel like he has
Lord.
5 or 6 of them. Yeah. But I mean, he's doing pretty good. I mean, out the gate, he was making like 125, I think. And then like literally a few weeks after that, he got another one. So he was working 2. So he was at like 250, 260 or something like that combined. Because obviously, he's working from home as well. But yeah, he has like 5 or 6 of them. And he went through a program where he paid like $500. So first he learned it on his own. He went to some website. I forget the website name, but he gave it to me at one point. He was going through it, and he got the cloud practitioner, and maybe like one other one or something like that. He still couldn't find a job, and then he went to a program. He paid like $500 a month or something like that for this guy to really teach him. It was like a group setting thing, almost basically like the same thing I have going on, but theirs was more established, and they had more people. He just texted me back. Let me see. What is he saying? But yeah, he paid a good amount. So he's saying AWS Solution Architect Associate. He's still typing, so he probably sent a few of them. Let me actually type. I'm going to send this to you in Slack as he writes them. He says any of the associate and professional level. Okay, let me ask him like, how many do you need? How many would a beginner need? Okay.
Is it possible that he went through the program, or rather the program that he went through, is it called Cloud After Dark?
I'm not sure of the program, but my friend, he is probably not that program, to be honest. Okay. But so my friend's he's Liberian, and the reason I mention that is because the program is like filled with a Liberian community. Like even the instructor is Liberian. So if that's what you mean, then maybe it was that program. If not, then it was probably a different guy.
Okay.
But the program he went through was pretty good because hold on. The program he went through was pretty good because the guy has a company where they're like the class is under a company. This is literally the exact same thing I'm doing, and this is where I copied it from. Like he has his students put the boot camp down as a company that they worked for, so that they can have credibility for when they apply for jobs. That's where I got the idea from, and that's why I told y'all, hey, y'all should put me down as, you know, for on LinkedIn or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't. He's probably doing something. But right now, he just said AWS Solution Architect Associate, and then he said any of the associate and professional level. I'll message you on Slack if he like says anything else. He's probably just in the middle of something.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, Terrence, how's it going with you? Like all of those links I sent you. Did anybody reach back out to you or?
No, I didn't get any hits on them, but like I was telling you like a couple weeks ago, I did since they bought out my company and it's a much bigger company now. I've been in talks with my new manager that, hey, I don't want to really stay as an analyst doing IT work. You know, what would it take? Because they have a whole, you know, software development department. What would it take for them? I told them I finished the boot camp and everything for me to make that transition. So I want to see how that goes too, I guess, since I'm already at the company. And I do obviously have some of the projects that I did on your class to kind of show them. So hopefully there's something there too.
Yeah. Was you able to, I can't recall, were you able to get the projects online? Like on like.
Oh yeah, you showed me how to do the
Okay.
the Slack, the GitHub, and then publish it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I couldn't recall if you was the one I went through that way. Okay, cool. All right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Erica, I'll let you know if he messaged back. Terrence, keep me updated or whatever.
Okay.
I'll head out and I'll also post. I'll try to get all of these videos posted into a separate channel by the weekend, and I'll send it over to y'all so y'all can use it as a reference. So, all right.
Cool.
All
Thanks.
right.
Oh,
Thanks,
and
Isaiah.
one other thing, Isaiah, that Connect I was telling you about. I'm gonna try to get a call sometime this week, but all three of us, just so I can introduce you to him, and then y'all can take it from there.
Yeah, that's definitely appreciated. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Terrence.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, see ya.
All right.
All right, Emmanuel, ready?
Yeah, I'm back. Thank you.
I am going to try to take it over today. So I'll let you choose what problem you want to use.
Okay.
You log into Code Wars.
Okay, I should share my screen.
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Because
No,
I'll
it's
be.
okay, you say use then. Yeah. Follow
All
along.
right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that now. Screen number 1. All right, let me know when you can see it.
Okay, awesome. I can.
Oh, how do I put this? Okay. All right, so I don't usually use Code Wars, so I don't really know where to go. Do I choose train?
The extreme left side? Yeah. Then you pick practice. It gives you options to, okay. Yeah, to like filter kind of problem you want to solve.
So is there like a data structure that you want to focus on?
I think I've been focusing on arrays. So
Okay.
because, practice more arrays.
Assuming. Okay, here we go, arrays.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I doing wrong?
Oh, if you click out of it, yep, it should stick.
Okay. Does this matter? Easiest to hardest. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the easiest. Yeah.
Okay. Is it showing it? Okay, there it is.
Yep, there you go.
Sorry, I should have practiced with this before I came on here. Okay, is this JavaScript? It
It's okay,
is.
yeah.
Does it matter which one, or do we just choose anyone?
You can choose based on maybe the title. This is counting sheep. Okay, sounds interesting.
It's just like going extra slow. Okay, consider.
Okay, consider an array list of shapes.
So
Okay.
it sounds like, all right, tell me if you agree. It sounds like basically we're just counting the number of truths within the array, and then we are returning that number.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like to you?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so I'm not going to use VS Code because whatever reason I just get stuck on VS Code. So I'm going to use Gitpod. Do you have an idea of how you want to use it, or how you want to do it rather?
A for each loop would do, where for each item I'm checking if the item is true. And if it's true, I would add one to a variable, any variable counts. And then when we're done, return counts.
Sounds pretty logical to me.
Mhm.
Where do I go from here? Train. It says train again. Did I already do this one?
You might have. I think that's why I think it shows in yellow, if I'm not mistaken, if it's one that you have done before.
Okay. Oh, well, we can do it again. I
Sure.
don't get on Code Wars, so I don't think it's going to matter for me. Okay. Apparently I did do it. Did we do this last week?
Not counting sheep. No.
No, all right. Maybe it was similar because we did an array too, but not this one.
Okay, well, let me erase my answer so you don't get confused.
Mhm.
All right. So how do you want to go? How do you want to start? I usually do pseudocode
Okay. Okay.
first.
Hmm.
So I talk to myself. I have an array.
Mhm.
I want to count the truths, eliminate false.
Mhm.
I want to increment the truths to a variable, and then I want to return that variable.
Yeah.
That's usually how I do it. I start out.
Nice.
You don't have to do it that way. Go ahead, Terrence.
No, I said nice because it just keeps you on track. Because sometimes I'll just jump into it and forget a small piece, and but this is like we have a clear path. So cool.
So the thing about me is that I'm really good at knowing what I want to do. I'm just horrible at doing it. So
Gotcha. The how. Yeah.
right, exactly. Okay, so you have an array. I want to count the truths. So Emmanuel, I'm sorry. Do you want me to figure out this problem, or do you want me to just type what you would do?
No, we can figure it out together. I mean,
Okay. So line 4, I need a variable. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to set this variable to 0. All right. Count the trues, eliminate the false. So if I want to count the trues, eliminate the false, to me, that sounds like I need to loop through. Do you agree?
Yep.
Okay. I equals 0. I have to do the for loop. I know you're used to for each, but I usually go back and refactor once I do the for loop, just to make sure that it works first.
Okay.
That's what helps me, but you don't have to do it that way. Okay, okay, you want me to go ahead and do it? If array sheep, so to me, this means element, array sheep of I, strictly equals true. I don't feel like I need to do anything with the false, because if I'm not gonna do anything with it, yeah, there's no need to do it else. So since I'm only using the true, what I would do is if array of sheep of I strictly equals true, then sum plus equals array of sheep I. Now this could be wrong though. A part of me feels like that's wrong.
I'll do sum plus plus and return sum.
Sums plus plus, and what was that last part?
This wouldn't be part of it anymore. Array of sheep wouldn't be.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
it just counts for every single time it is true. It's going to count 1, add 1, add 1 till it's done. Yeah.
Do you see
this wouldn't be the array of sheep.
Line, I'm sorry.
Line 10.
Line 10. What did you say?
Yeah, that wouldn't be there anymore. That's not necessary.
Okay, so you just want to do sum plus plus.
Yeah.
Okay. And then does that look good to you?
Yeah.
All right, you want to run it?
Okay.
Test is not defined.
Test.
Okay. Sheep. Let's see, I equals 0, sheep. And then within the for loop, ran the if statement, we said true, and then sum plus plus, return sum.
Are they talking about down here though?
Yeah, like.
Well, that would be, yeah, but that's weird because usually when you do attempt or test, you test, the solution that you have at the top. Okay, expected. Okay, so.
Okay, return 0, not 17.
Okay, so I think I'm thinking the true that you have there, it has the quotes around it, so it's a string. So I think if you remove those, that should take it as a Boolean.
Oh yeah.
Since we use a triple equal.
Oh, I see. Good catch. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna hit attempt.
Sure.
Forward.
Nice.
That was weird.
Yeah, usually the test just tests your solution, not what's in that S part at the bottom.
Do you guys use LeetCode in the class?
No, I've heard of it, but I've never used it.
Okay.
I haven't checked it out. Oh.
Create a function. Well, okay, here I am picking problems. It's on you, Emmanuel. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. This is still an easy one, right?
It says 8.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming so.
Two arguments that will return an array of the first n multiples of x. Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, I'm confused on this one.
This is the second part.
Confused by what it's asking.
Okay. Says create a function with two arguments that will return an array of the first n multiples of x. So if the array has like 20 numbers, return the numbers that are divisible by x, but just the first, how many again?
Okay, yeah, I almost see it like
Yeah.
I almost see it like a times table type thing. So if the first argument for one is, it's one, and then we do the one times tables until we get to 10 in my mind. And that's why like number two, count by twos, and then until you get 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for the second example there.
Okay. Is this one you guys want to do, or it doesn't matter to me? I'm not very good at data structure, so whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, we can knock it out. I don't think it'll
Okay.
take too long.
Okay. First I have to change it to the arrow function for me to understand.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess my thought is we could, like I said, if we're talking it out, they give us the array already, that's empty. So we're going to be we'll be counting the first argument would be the number that we're counting by, and then the second argument would be the number of times we count or add that number to itself.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
And then since they give us the return array already, we would use like I'm thinking like the push, like the push method, push it to the array. And they already set it up to be returned.
Oops. It seems to me that we will have to loop through this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Emmanuel. I'm over here just figuring the problem out, and it's supposed to be you. So sorry. So how would you like to approach it?
Well, we can use any kind of iterator.
You want to try for each?
Okay, let's do that.
Well, X and N isn't already in an array, though.
Yeah, so for each wouldn't work. I think the classic for loop would
suffice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess as long as I is less than z dot length. Because
well, not z dot length, as long as I
is from 0. We'll probably start from n,
x, right?
And counts down. Oh, okay. Is x the first one?
Yeah, x is the first parameter, so I think we would start at x.
Okay, we'll start at x, and the number of iterations will be n.
Correct.
So you want to do as long as I is less than x?
No, like I will be equal to x. Then as long as I is less than n, the number of times we want to do this. Let me think that through. So we start from
and it might be less than or equal to, because if, like, for example, we have n is 10, and 10 is
and we got to 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good to you guys?
Yep.
Yep. So start at X and then increment until we get increment I until we get to, or that many times, I should say. So it would be X plus X because we're just adding it. Like if we're doing, yeah, that's what I would think. Or I guess I should say X.
Or is it I plus X?
It's multiplication, right? So it would be the value of X times X plus I in a bracket. Or plus.
Well, it's technically multiplication, but like our end goal is to push it. So we'll have to do like that Z dot push. And so I think we would do like Z dot push. And then inside of that push would be X. I'm thinking X plus equals X. So like it would start off with, 1 as the value, and then, keep going from there. Because then it would be first, you like in my mind. So the first iteration would be if it's already set to 1, it would be 1 would get added, and then 2 would get added, and then 3, and then 4. That's what I'm thinking it'll do. You can let me know if you think otherwise.
Okay. I'm actually thinking of using n in a way that we are reducing the value of n. Okay, let's use one of the examples, the second example, where we have 2 and 5 as the arguments. Yep. So if we start with 5 times 2, and then that's x in our case, and then the next iteration will be 1, take away 1 from n, and then times 2 again, which is x. So what I'm saying is n will continue to reduce for each time it multiplies the first argument. And the arrangements will not be pushed because we'll have to add the values to the fronts of each return.
Okay. So do you think it would be as long as I is greater than n? Because you want to, well,
I want to reduce, yeah. So
you want to decrement, right?
Exactly.
Okay. That's kind of hard for me to see.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
The reason why I'm not trying to add 1 to the value of x is because of the second example was like starting from 2 and then yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't start at. I get what you're saying. So maybe we shouldn't start at x. We should still start at like 0 then, because then if we start at 0, then we would take I, and then it'd be I plus equals x at that point. So like it would be 2. So if I'm adding 2 every time, then I'd still end up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 if I do it 5 times. So we start off at 0, and it would be I at that point. Then I plus equals x is what I'm thinking. Because then we would end up, pushing whatever's in the, pushing I plus x. So we first push 2, then I see what you're saying though, because we can't just keep pushing 2. We have to push 2, then we got to push 4, then we got to push 6. I see what you're saying. Okay, now that makes more sense based on the second example.
Yeah. Okay, so let I equal to 0. I understand.
We can still probably do like a running count though, right? So because we're doing plus equals, so I think that still would work, because if we do plus equals, it's it's still a running count. So it's still push 2 first, then we'll plus 2 plus 2, which is 4. Then it plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. And then, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Since we're using plus equals, it retains the previous value. So that's why I'm thinking that actually should still work, because we're not doing I plus X every time. We're doing plus equals.
Okay, I get that. Well, would it be easier to use multiplication? Like, since we are dealing with multiples of.
Well, the only reason I didn't think about the multiplication is because since we're not trying to return one number, we're trying to return every number of that series. The number, we're trying to return the number 2 5 different times, and each number has to be returned. That's why I was thinking about just using addition 5 times over, since we have to display in the second example all 5 digits.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No problem. Yeah. So actually, we've gone through at least 2 ways of solving this. Let's implement one of them.
Okay, yeah, we can try to run a test and see what gets returned, and we could kind of, Oh, I see. It still said test sample for some weird reason. But maybe it's still.
Oh, wow. Why did it skip?
Go ahead and hit attempt again. I don't know why, but it looks like it's still trying to test your sample, not test the solution. Okay, there we go. Testing. Expected 1, 2, 3, 4 to be equal 1, 3, 5. Well, we started at 0, right? And whatever the first number is, I would expect. Because if we started at 1, I would think, of course, we start at 1 and add 2 every time, then it would be. But, okay, because it's pushing, start off at 1, then it added 1 plus 2, so that's why 3 is there. Okay, so now I'm starting to understand better what you're saying, Emmanuel. That's probably better to multiply. Since we're taking that running total, it's just taking that number and inserting it. So it's not looping the way I expected it to.
Yeah, like we'll run into issues when we are given another kind of number. Look at the test, random test here, where they have counts by 58, 13. That's crazy. What's going on here?
So
these, is there any way to find the random test, like to see what they're giving? No.
In here, I'm not really sure. I always just take it into like a different editor to try to debug it. You can use console log in here. Like if you did console.log something and then tested it again, it would tell you if you were trying to capture a certain value.
Right. Okay, so what value are we? Looks like we're confused on, I know I'm confused on the n.
On how to use n?
No, I'm confused on the n with that. Let me go back. Yeah, here, the I plus equals. I'm confused because we're not using the n.
Can we see
I guess I guess I was thinking as long as it was less than or equal to, and so for the second example where you have 2 and 5. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it shouldn't be n. You're right. So it shouldn't be n. It should be less than n times x. Because if you look at both examples, it's 1 times 10 is 10, so it shouldn't go higher than 10, and then 2 times 5 is 10, so it shouldn't go higher than 10 in that example either. But it should still iterate an even number of times. So yep, you definitely went to something with that one.
Is this okay if I do it like this? X times n and just put result here.
Yeah.
It's just better for me to understand it.
Definitely more readable. Okay, so you got that. I wonder if it'll at least still.
So apparently
So
it's
still going over
something.
10.
I think
Yeah,
it's here.
with the push, right? Because it's
Yeah.
pushing I plus. So maybe it should push. Oh, okay. So he was saying it should push I times X. So we can try that. And I think that makes more sense now. But then X would have to start out at 1 then, right? Because if you start off with 0,
It's
then
always
0
going to be 0. Yeah.
Go ahead and just hit test on that. I'm just curious if it'll just. Okay, so it does go to 10 at least. So we're on to something.
And then
And
it
then
has
if we
0 because I
yeah,
was
so if we right.
yeah.
So go ahead.
Can I see
So
the instruction? Sorry.
if you start out at 1, I would just test it with 1 too, because I think that actually might do it.
Okay. Oh, what did I? Oh, shit. Sorry.
Because for both
excuse me.
examples, no problem.
I think that might work because if it was starting at 0.
Right. Instead of starting at whatever the X is. So
What?
almost 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 20 to 8 equal. Okay, so now our stop point is not correct. So we just got to see, which is weird because X times N and that example would be 10. 2 times 5 is 10. So if it's less than, yeah, that's the right, less than or equal to result.
I'm just gonna do this for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know why this keeps
Oh,
doing that.
okay. So I gets up to, okay, I think I got it. I is going up to, they're talking about I, right? And I only goes up to 10 in this case. But what we really should be talking about is, oh yeah, as we said N, but N wouldn't be the answer either. I guess we would probably need another number to track then. I'm just trying to think out loud, sorry. Because I think I know what the problem is. Like if we look at the array, it stops at 10 once you put it at 0, but once you put it at 1, it stops at 20. Our stop point says I is less than or equal to result, and result is X times N. Technically, that's right, but maybe we shouldn't compare it to I. It almost seems like we need to compare it to a different number, though. Well, how would we do that?
Right, because you couldn't say X. No, that's not gonna work.
Right, because X would only just be 2. So what would we compare? Maybe we would compare the. Okay, well, actually, I think I got it. So the second parameter is the size of the array, right? Like there's 10 elements in the array, so we can compare it to the size of n dot length.
So as long as N dot length, as long as I is less than or equal to N dot length.
No, just
right.
N is not an array. So
yeah.
N, yeah.
But it still should work.
Okay.
Doesn't the dot length property still work even if it's not an array?
What it'll do though, it'll just count the number of characters. So for
okay, you're right.
Yeah.
String. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
okay, that makes sense.
The instruction. I think there's something funny about like how we're incrementing. So we're supposed to get a return an array of the first n multiples of x, n multiples. Okay. So each time we're supposed to just add x. And then when we do it n times, we stop. What I mean is we start from x, which is the first one. Like we are given 2, we start from 2. So I is equal to x, for loop. In the for loop, I will be equal to x, and we'll
I'm sorry. I equals the x.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then we'll do it how many times? We want to do it n times. N times means how do you do something n times?
I'm not sure I understand what
you
you're
could
asking.
Like
so
if you want to loop something 5 times, yeah, how do you put the condition?
It will be in the increment part. So
Well,
I
the
guess
increment parts tells it what to add each time. So this would actually be I plus x.
here.
No.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Okay, let's go through what for loop does. The first part is just an expression like, okay, I declare that my I is equal to this when it starts. That yeah, what you have highlighted, that's what it does the first time, right? Then the second part is to check like, okay, when are you going to stop? If this is not, yeah, if you don't get to a condition that makes you stop, you have an infinite loop, right? So this determines how many times you're going to loop through something. Then the third part tells it what to do each time, right? So
the increment, right?
Yeah, that's the increment. So I plus plus is add 1 each time. When you come again, just add 1. When you come again, add 1. But in this case, we're counting by x. So each time we're adding x.
So you want to change x here and x here. Is that what you're saying? The
first place I want to change x is I plus x, not x plus plus.
Okay.
Yeah, plus x.
I plus x.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because this would make sure that every element is a multiple of x. How? Because if I add, if I start from x, maybe 2, okay, let's start with 5. I start with 5, and then I add 5, 10. 10 is a multiple of x, 5. I add another 5, 15. 15 is a multiple of x. I add another 5, 20. 20 is a multiple of x, 5. So x will always be, like the elements as it continues, will always be a multiple of x. What I'm asking is, okay, the middle part where we determine how many times we want something to loop. Yeah, this part. We are told that we should make sure it's just n times. So if it was 10, that is like the example given, the argument is 10. That means you should do it 10 times. I think I think I should be when I that's the tricky part. That's the pattern. I understand the question now, but like figuring out how to just do it n times. Does that make sense?
That does.
Not sure which one is green, but
for the increment part, can we try I less than n?
Less than n?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we want to do it n times anyway, so.
I'll have to be honest with you. I've never seen this syntax. I could be wrong, but I've always seen it I minus minus or I plus plus.
Because we are
times or
doing it,
divide.
yeah, it's because most of the time we are dealing with the index of the elements. And you know, the index of an element will start from 0 and continuously increase like one after the other. So it's 1, then the second one, the third one.
Right.
So in most arrays, but we are kind of creating an array. We are not dealing with an array here. Yeah.
Okay.
So what I would change, let me just say that for open brackets, let I equal to X. Yeah, that's very correct. Then X less than or equal to N, so that when it gets to N, it stops, and I plus X, because on each iteration, I want to add X. And which one will be? We said Z is the array, push just I. We don't need to multiply again because we're adding. Yeah, we're just pushing the elements each time. And then return Z.
Okay, so fatal error in line 0.
0, line 0.
Let me just run attempt. Yeah, I don't know. If you don't mind. So expression 3 is executed every time the code block has been executed. Also, I didn't know that you can omit expression 3. Not sure if you want to do that part. This is harder than I thought. If you don't mind, I just want to try something. Go back. I don't know what this is giving though. I'm not sure what the error is.
All right, that size error, right? So you can kind of maybe reset it, or there's a at the bottom a reset button, or yeah, you can just clear it out either way.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Maybe it's the way that we have the syntax for let I equals 0 as long as X is less than or equal to result. Maybe it's me. It's less than or equal to result I plus plus. Then I want to Z dot push I times X, and then I want to return Z. Okay, people, I really don't know.
I have it up in VS Code too, real quick. So I'm gonna see what I can come up with as well. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm testing it out on the browser, like just console here, and it's strange. Yeah, I tried this out and it worked actually.
Let me know when you have something. I'm just over here just debugging.
Oh yeah, I think he sent something in the chat. Did you get that?
Sorry, I didn't see that part.
No problem.
Well, you almost got it. Almost.
Did it work? Like, did it even show? Oh, this time around it showed. Yeah, that's it. It's adding 14, 14, 14, 14. So why is this not correct? N times 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing for expected empty. Okay. I don't understand their random tests. They said they passed in 14, 12 and expected an empty array.
Okay, so I see I think the only issue right now is just our stopping point, right? That middle part of the for loop, because it's stopping at 4 because we're telling it if it's less than n and n is equal to 4. So it maybe it should stop at n, like we were trying earlier, n times x, because it would be 2 times 5, and then that would be 10. So it would stop at 10. So we can try that.
Okay.
There we go. Teamwork.
Okay. Okay.
I still am a little confused
on
this one.
Yeah, can you drop the link to this and the solution?
Sure. You want me to drop the code as well?
Yes, thank you.
This might be why I'm not really getting anywhere on LeetCode. Maybe I should start with Code Wars.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you said that. I did like look at LeetCode, and it definitely seems more complicated than than Code Wars. Like Code Wars, like the explanation seemed really simple in the way that they explain it, and it just wants you to plug in a solution. But LeetCode seems a little bit more like, I mean, again, and I know its purpose is for coding interviews, but it seems like it's a little bit more in depth too, in the way that you have to explain your answer and the way they set up the problem.
Right.
Hey, check out this person's answer. Could have tried this too. So continues to increment till, oh yeah, it was actually this easy.
It was almost
that was the first one.
It was actually this easy. Yeah.
Wow.
Just keep multiplying I is increasing by 1, and when it gets to n, it stops.
Wow. That was the exact, I think, what was it here? Z dot push. What did we have here?
Yeah, I think that's where it either we didn't have, I think we kind of had it like almost had it. So like when we changed the Z dot push from I dot one to I plus X, then we didn't have the middle part right. You know what I mean? So like I don't think we had
Yeah.
all of this all at the
All
same
the
time.
parts right at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
kind of had different iterations of it.
Mm.
Okay. This is, so what do you do with this? Do you
Get points. So you
you get,
have you're already on 7 Q.
oh, I'm not on 7. Somebody else was on 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like
Nice.
probably the first time I've been to Code Wars since I was in a boot
Mm,
camp. But
okay.
it seems much easier to.
Yeah, and you can pick what you want to practice and get good at it.
Do you want to do another? You know what? If you want to do another one, how about you share?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And if you don't mind, just drop the link of the one that you want to do.
Okay. Okay. Hey, we just did counts and shit. Find multiples of a number similar to the one we just did. So get the mean of an array. Mean of an array. That's just sum of the array divided by the what's it called? Length. Count of positive sum. Oh, nice. Okay. So I'll drop this link. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It says, given an array of integers, return an array where the first element is the count of positive numbers and the second element is the sum of negative numbers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Oh, so don't count 0. Okay. Okay. If the input is an empty array or is null, return the empty array. Is null the same thing as empty?
Is null the same thing as
Empty.
empty?
Mhm.
Null just means, yeah, pretty much nothing has been assigned.
Okay. Okay. So in this example, we're going to count all the positive ones. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10, and then sum all the negative ones. I think a condition has to be included just in case the pass is 0, so that it doesn't count 0. So technically, we are counting anything greater than 0. And if it's not otherwise, okay. So if statements in between. Yeah. Okay, for loop and if statements is true. Okay.
Input is the, okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking
So,
out loud, please.
okay. Let me pseudocode. Just watching the test. Okay. Change it to the binary function. That's costs. And first thing I want to do is declare your array. I don't know if this is how to pseudocode because I technically write write what I was going to code.
Pseudocode.
Yeah, like
Well, if you
it's
don't,
not the way you do it at all.
oh no, you're good. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. I suggest that you don't do it.
Okay, because I was already like declare this instead.
Right. I get it. I mean, it's just it helps some people and then it doesn't help others.
Okay, so I need an array. Let me just try.
Okay.
I need an array. Okay. I should check for positive. Numbers, and what will I do? If it is positive, then counts. Yep. Else. Sum of the negatives. Okay. Then yeah, return the two values. Push first, push count in array, then push this one of negatives. Next, actually comes next after that, and return my array. Okay, good. So let's array be empty. Then check for positive numbers. If I need a for loop first because I want to do it over and over again. So for I less than let's say I equal to 0. And I should be less than what am I giving? Inputs dot length. Then my syntax is I plus plus because I'm going through access.
Excuse me.
Okay, and now if I is greater than 0, this is why we check it is positive. I do counts plus plus. Oh, that means I need to declare counts. This counts be equal to 0. Okay. So this is what I do if count is greater than 0, or the elements is greater than 0. Else just sum. That means I need some as well. Let's go to so else some will be add and then assign the value of I. Is it the value of I or the index? I index. Okay. When this is all over, I need to push, get my array, and then push. Can I push two elements at the same time?
I just tried myself. I got an error.
Yep.
But you could try. Go ahead, Terrence.
Yeah, I thought you could if you. No, you know what? Maybe you. Yeah, if you separate it by commas, if not, you can just call the push method twice.
Should I just separate? Should I do it this way or?
I would just do two pushes.
Yeah, on the safe side. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's array. Okay. All right. Fingers crossed.
Almost. I got some feedback. If there's one thing there for your if, you should be accessing the input of I, not I, in your if statement there. So instead of I greater than 0, yeah,
just like this.
Because you want to access the array. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let me give it one more look. Let's see. Start off at 0, go by the length, increase by 1, and then if the index is greater than 0, add to the count. You got to put an else. I don't see the word else there.
Although I was testing out, what was it called? Like there was a class on if statements, and Isaiah was like, okay, if it's empty or if it's just an if and else, you can as well.
Oh, you don't have to put. Yeah, I haven't seen that syntax, so maybe that would have worked. I'm not sure.
Let's just test it, just in case it's something.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Nice, that did work. Okay, and you told me something. I didn't realize you didn't have to put the. Oh well, you did have else.
I still have else actually. Sorry.
Still have the else word keyword. Yeah.
Okay. And that wasn't right.
Okay. So it looks like you need the keyword, but you don't need the brackets.
Yeah, I don't need the brackets. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Good work. You did good.
Not good.
Because of the 0.
Yeah.
So your else, you did greater than 0, but then you would want to do if it's less than 0. So you probably do still want to do an else if less than 0,
like
then
what
add
to 0.
Yeah, that way the 0 doesn't get added as a see how 0 is getting added to the index there. If you look to the left for testing wrong, testing for wrong test 2. So if you use the clause of else if,
I should return
an empty array. And the array starts off empty, so that would be, that should be fine. But as long as I see what you're saying though. But if we keep pushing it, because at the end of the day, I is going to end up equaling, like count and some are 0 already. So you probably want to actually push to. Well, that's a good question. You probably want to actually run another if statement then.
Yeah.
that says if you could either do like if if count is greater than 0, then push. If sum is greater than 0, then push. Else leave the array empty. Like I don't think you have to do anything with your first for loop. I think you can create a separate if statement that doesn't even push, to the
Yeah.
array if it's,
So is it going to be
less than
after I've done this or before?
Yeah. So you can go ahead and backspace that if you just put in there, and you can set your clause right at outside of that for loop. So right when you're about to do the push, so I'll write a conditional if statement right before before you're pushing the array, because the array starts off empty. So we won't push anything if the count is still 0 or if the sum is still 0 by the end of the for loop.
Okay. So if counts okay.
Do you want to put strictly equals?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Or do well, actually, you still would probably have to do, because if 1 is 0, you still have to push 1 or the other. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if the or would technically work, because you still could potentially be pushing a 0 if 1 is 0 and if the count is 0, for example, and then the sum is like 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So either ways, it pushes. Or
It's going to end up.
Is there any possibility of having this sum equal to 0 and then there were actually positive numbers? I'm even confused. Sorry, I'm gonna. So if we
So
have
you could
positive
do.
numbers, we will count them.
Yeah. So I think all that part is good. Like the count's still good and your input's still good. But when there's still 0, we just won't push it to the array. So if we do
Right. I mean, is it going to jump all of this?
Yes. I know it's the long way around. But my thinking is you probably want to just do an if statement for each. Oh wait, no, that did pass. But I was thinking that wouldn't if you had okay. Because you did either or.
Yeah.
But technically you would want to have it to where, like in my mind, I think you just need to have 2 if statements, one checking for the count and one checking for the sum.
Yeah, so this should be somewhere after this one. It's like if else statements. Sorry, what was the instruction there? Good input is return empty. If the input is empty, that means if count is. Well, let me just run this. I think this is something. Which. No, my syntax is wrong. Else if
Is it shouldn't it be if else? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. You got it right. There should be parentheses after if on line 17. And then line 17.
Line 17 after if.
After if. Right before the curly braces. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is that your last statement? Is that your last else if statement?
This one?
Line 17.
Line 17 here. Okay. I have else if like this is the block of code and it stops here, then this shouldn't be here. I think that's really okay. And this one is for the for loop. Okay.
I think, where's the little chat? Okay, line 17 should be like else if, I'm just gonna put some X's because I came in on the end.
Okay. Else if.
Does that make sense? So it should be else if count strictly equals 0 or sum strictly equals 0, return empty array.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
It's those tedious things that get you tripped up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I hope that's it.
Why explicit this? Okay, I think this should be the last thing I check.
So what is line 20 doing?
Line 20 is adding up the negative values. So the first thing I check for the positive values and then count them. Positive values greater than 0, only the ones greater than 0. Then I think this is what's missing, and we're not adding it well enough.
Control Z if you didn't mean to do that, or if you meant to, never mind.
So I'm closing this here, and I'm like, okay. No, so
I wonder if you could put an else if count and sum strictly equals, or count strictly equals 0.
like
and
I'm thinking if an array is empty, shouldn't we just pass an empty, like if it's 0, the way they have this example they had, like what they're testing, shouldn't we just pass an
empty array?
Yeah, like if what we have here is the case, if we have counts, I don't even know what counts is at this point. Yeah, I can't have it this early. Yeah. Come on.
You know what? Set an if statement. If input strictly equals null, then return an empty array.
No, not 0, right? Okay.
Or I'm sorry, input. If input strictly equals null.
Oh, okay. Oh, if that's the case, then inputs can be
Okay, this is kind of working my nerves because you're setting on line 15.
Yeah.
But yeah, if input strictly equals null, or input dot length strictly equals 0, return empty array.
Okay.
Okay, I see. If it doesn't have any value or if it's empty. Okay, that makes sense.
And if it returns, then it goes straight to.
Well, you don't want to put the return array right there. You want to put that either last as an else or outside of the for loop.
So outside of this.
Yeah, because that return statement is going to stop everything else.
Everything else, okay.
Yeah, so you can technically put it before the for loop since it stops everything.
Yeah.
Because it can stop there if, we can stop right there if there's no, if it has no value.
Right.
Okay. So first of all, check if it has any value. If it doesn't have, then no need doing any calculation. Just return this as the value of every period. That should be it.
I think line 19, line 19 through 23, you just want to clean up those if statements.
Okay. So for this
Take out that curly brace on line 19, the first one. Not that one, the first one.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Still missing one. Line 22.
Put else if on line 21, I'm sorry.
No, it's the last one. Oh, yes. Yes. Because there's a condition here.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
See how it trips you up?
Right.
Very, very tricky.
Oh, wow.
But you did a fantastic job. You did better than I did over here. So.
All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Like good.
Yeah. Okay.
Did he say this was the last week for Code Wars?
No, he was still saying for now, because I think soon he'll probably start assigning group projects. At least that's what he did when I was in this class.
Okay.
So I think they're working through the course material though for his online course first.
Okay. Because I certainly would like to do this.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened to the other ladies?
I think I reached out to Ashley a while back, but she hasn't like responded. I'll check in with the rest. Let's see what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you. I was just being nosy.
Okay.
Yeah, and let them know too. Like if they're struggling with something specific, even if they
Yeah.
can't make the Tuesday classes, maybe they can put a time that they're available during the week, and I can work with them. We can schedule some time because I know sometimes when I was starting to code, if I didn't have, I kept getting stuck and and I didn't have any coding friends. I was literally strictly on my own, and I kind of put it aside for a while for that reason. So yeah, if they need just a quick Zoom call on a particular topic or something like that, I'd be happy to help them out, even if they can't make it on Tuesdays.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to them one by one and see what's up, and then let them know.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Torrance.
Awesome.
Yeah, no
Have
problem.
a great night, you guys.
You too.
Have a good night. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right.